Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about this. From Bound into Comics, Netflix reviews over 60% of their catalog led by women, proving Hollywood values ideology over art. Yeah, that's pretty much something that we've known for quite a few years right now, but it's good to actually have the numbers finally. Because we have seen Netflix release their stuff and being mediocre because they are focusing mostly on identity politics, as if the idea that identity politics today, that has been tried multiple times in the past, looking at you, Nazi Germany, didn't work in the past, but they think somehow, somewhere, it's going to work this time. So what do? They grab an own IP, Witcher. They completely destroy it to shove in people who should not be there, women, race swap, gender swaps, and all of that alphabet wash, all for the narrative. And when people actually reject it because it's garbage, they cry foul. Foul. Remember Blood Omen, one of the lowest Netflix rated shows ever? Same shit. They grabbed an own IP and made it garbage. Because for them it's more important to insert a narrative than actually make something for us, the viewers. Something good that represents the IP. Or something that represents the story, the history that they are trying to interpret. For instance, this one, Bridgerton. They actually had the audacity to race swap a known princess, or queen, I forgot, from England that actually existed, and she was not black. Will you see something like this today? Well, there are few actually known race swaps that were historical figures that were race swapped to white. I think there was only one instance that I actually actively remember. Let me go here to my woke washing list. You can check out the link down below in the description. I'm still waiting for the name of the actors and actresses for the non-historical fiction called Cleopatra. To add it here, I'm pretty sure it's going to reach 290 by the time I finish that. Anyway, let's see here. I think there was literally only one, while we had multiple instances of race and gender swap from historical characters that were white males. This is literally the only instance that I ever found where a historical figure was black and race swapped to white. The only one. Does it make it right? No. He should have been black on the movie. The same way I defend the idea for this guy to have been black in the movie, I defend the idea that the other people should have been either white or males in the characters where they race swapped into black or Asian or whatever. The same reason. They need to respect it. Anyway, let's read. Per the study, quote, in 2021, 26.9% of directors on Netflix films were women, compared to 12.7% found across top grossing films that same year. And 38% of show creators in 2021 were women, substantially higher than 26.9% in 2018. It's because we see a very big increase in shit coming out. With bad quality of shows, let's look at CW. Have you seen a good show that they have released in the last year or so that was watchable? Probably Superman and Lois, but even then I don't think that thing was that watchable, and I think it got cancelled either last year or the year before, and I couldn't even watch the first episode because that's how tired I am of the garbage that CW have been pumping out. Why? Because they are preferring to choose people based on, yes, on what they carry between their legs and the skin and the color of their skin. Nothing more. Not skills, not the ability to do something, nothing. Pretty much like that director that they chose to do the new Star Wars trilogy movie, where they are going to star Rey again. They took a journalist who made shitty documentaries to direct that movie. A multi-million movie that Disney is pretty much dependent on because they have been losing money left, center, right, up and down, and diagonally everywhere as of late. Anyway, continuing. Breaking things down even further, the study also found that in the same period, nearly a third of the streamer's films, 27.7%, and more than half of its series, 54.75%, were led or co-led by women of Colorixon. Womenixon of Colorixon. I'm way more inclusive than these people who wrote this. I hate that word, people of color, because it is the same word as saying, or the same way as saying as colored people. It's a return to those days where racism was rampant. But the left has always been racist, and they will always fucking filthy be racists. They are just changing the words a little bit so they can say, oh, guys, we're trying again. We're just changing a little bit, so let's see if this works now. Sorry. It is noted that the percentage of alphabet leads and co-leads in small screen projects clocked in at 35.8%, down from previous years' high of 45.6%. Let me just go on and say, right here, that's an overrepresentation of a demographic that what? Let's put in all the letters in the alphabet, in the goddamn fucking alphabet. Even then, I think it will make up less than, 6%, even less. The T, for instance, makes up, less than 1%. This is overrepresentation. People are just not interested in it anymore. It's all garbage as of late. All because of identity politics. If you want something that doesn't have identity politics, it's actually a good story. It makes you forget that the world is shit around you. Check out my book. Well, we're back. Right, why is the computer so slow as of late? What the fuck are you trying to do? Little retard. Anyway. Let's continue, shall we? Woman Nixon behind the camera have long advocated for and directed stories with female leads and co-leads, said Dr. Smith. But that is not where we are seeing major gains for on-screen representation from 2018 and 2021. Male-directed stories in films and scripted content have increasingly included women and girls in leading roles. Clearly, inclusion goals can be met when everyone, men and women, work together towards change. Based on what he said here, he is pretty much indicating when there is a woman-related movie, it's only a woman. When there is a man-related as a lead or directed or something, well, male-directed stories, it's man and woman. When it's woman-directed stories, it's woman. Fascinating, isn't it? Why is it always a one-way street with these people? Here, one example, Blood Origin. That was an absolute shit of a TV show. Because Netflix is only interested in that. Right. I think what's interesting for us, having come here and started this film division, is we had to lean into original. Original? Right. We don't have IP, we don't have those things yet, but so new stories and different aspects, how to tell them is really kind of all superpower. Yeah, I wouldn't consider that superpower. Let me just show it to you. Say to you, first and foremost, you people have... Yeah, well, you don't have IPs. No, you actually have Stranger Things. It's a Netflix IP right now. But, no. You don't actually... Technically you do. But let's assume you get an IP from... Hey, let's use this one, Masters of the Universe. They actually had the audacity to make the character a prepubescent. Tila, a prepubescent male with his unshaved head. You're pretty much telling everyone that this thing is going to be shit. And they ruin it. Because this thing was supposed to be a male-directed, a male-related property. They ruined it. Because they needed to shove in identity politics. They did not care about the material, the source material, or anything else. Here. While most people argue that Conis would be a fine Sue Storm, it turned out that the actress was allegedly in the running to play the gender-swapped version of the Thing. Imagine that. Her playing the Thing. If it wasn't enough that the last Fantastic Four movie failed miserably because they actually ended up race-swapping fire guy thingy, I forgot his name. It failed miserably, you know. Let's try again. Let's try now gender swapping. I'm probably a race swap too, just to make sure that everybody feels represented and see if this time it doesn't fail. What are they thinking? Do they honestly believe that they can do this? Well, apparently so. Yeah, here's one. As a result, we have seen an explosion of content that celebrates its diversity far more than its quality. And we can see how bad this is. We have seen the content. Here, this thing was cancelled in the first season because it was utter garbage. Here's another interesting tidbit. Quentin Tarantino said this: there has become a thing that's gone on, especially in the last year, where ideology is more important than art. Mayer will then interject, certainly to the awards. To which Tarantino continued: yeah, it's like ideology trumps art. Ideology trumps individual effort. Ideology trumps good. Ideology trumps entertaining. Precisely. Today, for instance, if you want to win an Oscar, you need to fill in a very large list of check marks, so they can then give you an award. Even if your movie or documentary or whatever is the best thing around, Top Gun, and then it doesn't show in certain stuff or doesn't check a few marks, so they say, so bad, it's needed to have this. Now I'm gonna award it to this movie because it has all the check marks. Meanwhile, that X movie that had all the check marks checked in is one of the worst movies ever released. Full of errors, continuity problems, shit acting, shit camera, shit story. But because it filled in the check marks, that gets the reward. Yeah, the left, once again, thinks that identity politics will work. The best thing you can do for your movie, for your series, is not to do the checkmark, not to do fill in diversity for diversity purposes. No, what you have to do is hire based on meritocracy, and if you're doing it based on an existing IP or from an existing time period or from some existing person, then you should follow the looks of that character or that IP or that historical figure as close as you possibly can. If the person was black in the past, hire a black person. Let's suppose a king, a male king that was African, sub-Saharan African was black, then you hire a male black person to play that character. Not a black woman, not an Asian woman, not a white woman to play that character. No, you respect the character, you respect the historical figure. That's all you have to do. But today, in this day and age, we're gonna get Woman King, aren't we? Oh, wait. Well, on that goddamn fucking hell, have a great fucking night.